All right, welcome to So Good the Podcast. I'm KD. So get the show started. Show brought to you by The Look of Greatness. Before I get the show started, my thoughts and prayers goes out to everyone. Hope everyone take care of one another. But I would like to bring a few talent, in no particular order, to you all's attention. They have a very bright future. I'm gonna start off with Jordan Derkack. He's a 6'5", 205 sophomore guard. What is the Mavericks Warriors? What it do? He averaged a little background. He averaged 17.2 points, 6.3 rebounds, 3.8 assists. He averaged 50.8 field goal percentage from the field goal. He's a baller. He plays above the rim, but he has a very good perimeter game. It's unusual for that height for him to be that agile. He's very athletic. Like I say, he plays above the rim. He can shoot the basketball. He can create his own shot. He's a superstar right now. I know that he's young, but he's ready now. He has all the skill sets. Not too much that I can see that he needs to improve on. We all can improve on a lot of things, but right now, I see no flaws in this skill set. He's very tough to check. Next on my list is LVIII, if I pronounce correctly, Harper. That's a 6'6", 210 point guard, age 17, high school, Don Bosco Prep, college. He went to Rutgers. He was a McDonald's All-American, and Harper was named the Boys Basketball Player of the Year by NewJersey.com. As a junior, after averaging 24.9 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals a game, was a 5-star recruitment on the top players in 2024. He's a baller. He's another superstar. I'm looking for him to go, not been too long in the collegiate level. He's that talented. I can see him going relative early in the whatever professional league that he goes towards. You would definitely hear that name in the very near future. He's definitely someone that you need to keep your eyes and ears open. Next but not least on my list, I have a female, Saniyah Hall. She's a 6-foot guard. She's a class of 2026. She went to Laurel School, girls varsity basketball, Shaker Heights, Ohio. A little background on her. She's a 5-star guard, class of 26. As I said, she has been named the number 3 female player in the country for her class by the ESPNW Hoop Girls recruiting rankings. She has also been the finalist for Ohio's Miss Basketball Award in 2023. She's very confident. She could hoop with anybody. She's that talented, male or female. She's one of those talents that's rare. She's a perimeter threat. She can dribble the basketball. She can shoot your lights out. You got to keep your eyes and ears open for where she is. People communicate on the basketball court, because if you leave her open, she's just going to, light up the scoreboard. And I see her in the very, very near future, her name being called in whatever professional league that she go towards. She's that good. Looking forward to her in the very near future to become who she sees herself as. I have to speak about the Super Bowl. Last week's show, I definitely said that this week's show I would actually make a prediction on the Super Bowl, which is the 49ers at 14-5, the Chiefs 14-6. That's Sunday, February 11th, 6:30 p.m. This marks the first time in NFL history that the Super Bowl will be broadcast in 2 different formats, with CBS carrying the traditional broadcast of the game and Nickelodeon airing an exclusive kid and family friends telecast. The CBS broadcast will be available to stream via Paramount. It's going to be a very good game. It can go one-sided, but I look for this game to be very competitive. I believe each team are healthy as they can be, with all their key players at their respectable position. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs and Andy Reid and that crew, they've been here and done that. You know, they well experienced in this type of atmosphere. The 49ers been here as well with Kyle Shanahan and crew, a relatively different quarterback just go around with Brock Purdy. Last it was Garoppolo. Shanahan has definitely chip on the shoulder for him losing the last couple of Super Bowls with the 49ers, as I said, as a head coach and the offensive coordinator as the Atlanta Falcons. 49ers is stacked on paper, offense and defense. Like I said, the Chiefs been here, done that, big stack. Not as much as the 49ers, but you know, Patrick Mahomes is enough on paper. But I just think 49ers might just do it this go around. It's not going to be easy. Brock Purdy will have to have one of his best games, efficient games. He don't need to do too much, just stay within the game plan. I'm not going to say he's a manager. All quarterbacks are a manager of their team, offense. You just do that with that running game, that running style with Kyle Shanahan and the crew, and the running back is different. McCaffrey, this go around, I think they might be able to get over the hump this go around in the Super Bowl. It's not going to be easy, like I said. The Chiefs been here and done that. Mahomes is going down as one of the best already. Andy Reid, it's not going to be easy. But I believe that the 49ers will actually win this game. I won't say it will be a low-scoring game. I would say probably under 50 points. I'll say that. Somewhere around the 50, 52-point marker. 52 or less. You know. Yeah, I just see a good game. Will have to be McCaffrey, running back for the 49ers. You never know. Chase Young might actually ball out in the Super Bowl. You know Bosa's going to be there and fired up, but I know the Chiefs going to be scheming for him. So, it's going to be very difficult for him to do what he do. So I can see Chase Young having a great game, should have a great game, for them to have an opportunity to win. That defense is players stacked all over the place. Like I said, they will have to stop Kelsey and Mahomes and that tandem. It's not going to be easy, but I think the 49ers will pull this out because I just feel like they just have a lot on the table that they left previous years. And Shanahan, like I said, he's going to hopefully he has learned from his previous Super Bowl appearance. So, yeah. And, it was in Vegas. It's going to be a show anyway, during the game, halftime show, even after the football game, the after parties, as they say. So, yeah, I see under 52 points. I say the loans of, 26, 20, 49ers. Along that line, somewhere like that. 26, 20, 26, 23. So along that line. That this game will be that close. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to a good Super Bowl. Okay, so I have to speak about the Commanders. I hear a lot of talk and chatter in old media with who the Commanders should pick up and trade for the first pick, and Khalid Williams. I'm just hearing Khalid Williams. Don't get me wrong, he's a homegrown, from the DC area, DMV area. So I'm rooting for him. Congrats on him just entering in the NFL draft and being selected to, change his lives and everyone that he cared for lives as well. So I'm saluting him for that. But for the actual draft pick and what the Commanders should do, the Commanders should not trade up. They have too many holes in the roster that they have to fill, and I believe this draft is very deep in talent in all positions. Trading up from the second pick to the first pick is going to take a couple first-round picks that I believe the Commanders should not do, especially with the new GM and the new coach at helm. I believe they should just build everything from the right way, from the ground up. Like I said, there's a lot of talent in the draft, and free agency is coming up as well before. So they're going to fill a lot of positions that they feel as though that they can upgrade at. I just think that they just continue to add when the draft come around. Now, as of today, the Commanders hired Raiders defensive pass coordinator Jason Simmons for the same role, but he also is going to be the defensive back coach and also the defensive pass coordinator for the Commanders. Now, the Raiders was ranked 9th in scoring defense this past season. That's a great pickup. That's a great pickup for the Commanders. Commanders are forming, I seen a text or a tweet saying something about Commanders are forming the Avengers. I started laughing, but they relatively are collectively getting a great coaching staff so far. They have to perform on the field, but as of right now, they are performing really well now as far as forming their coaching staff to go along with Dan Quinn, the head coach. Cowboys also denied them from speaking to the defensive back coach, Al Hurst, and also the tight end coach, Luday Wells. Dallas, I want no more players coming from them. Coaches from them. You call them a hater all you want, but it is what it is. It's part of the business. I don't believe they're gonna let Al Hurst go. It's gonna be very difficult. I believe they might possibly promote Al Hurst to be their defensive coordinator. So I understand why they didn't do it. But one hire extra that the Commanders made was former Eagles offensive coordinator Brian Johnson. He's joining the Commander staff as well. Well, I'm seeing that they haven't truly gave him the title yet, contingent to what his role would be, but he's on the staff. They hired him. For him to be the offensive coordinator for the Eagles, I can see a role for him like far as a quarterback coach, pass coordinator, running coordinator, whatever the case may be. That's a great opportunity, great hire for the Commanders. To also get a coach that's familiar with the NFC East and the team that he came from. Yes, people might say that they had a fallout towards the end of last year with the Eagles. It was a lot of chatter after the season, but it was, from the outside looking in, you can tell that something was wrong. The Eagles just wasn't the same how they started. They just, towards the end of the year, they just wasn't the same team. Now, that doesn't change from the Eagles' offense is pretty good. To add Brian Johnson to Cliff Kingsbury, that's good. Actually great. With the Khalid Williams rumors, that's like the old media is just Khalid Williams. I'm not saying that Cliff Kingsbury do or do not want Khalid Williams, but nobody really knows who they want, that would be a dream come true for most fans, as far as the excitement and or the big name player or coach, that would definitely get the city talking. But I would say that they should do what's best for them, for the present and the very near future, and what they're trying to build this team and this organization the correct way. On this platform, I still speak about Sam Howell. He's talented. I know some people feel like they need to move on from him. That's the problem with the fans in the district or the DMV area. They so quick to move on from you. They don't allow people to develop. And I believe Sam Howell did enough in his first year. New offense with Eric Bieniemy, which is not here anymore. I'm hearing that he's going back to Kansas City. He actually was he paid a visit to Kansas City to chime in on some of their practices or one practice and spoke his piece about whatever it may be. And I'm hearing that he possibly can go back to where he came from. As long as he get a job, I'm happy for him. I knew he sooner rather than later someone would pick him up. But Sam Howell can play football. Now, do he needs to still continue to develop? Yes. Do I think they should draft another quarterback? I mean, if that's on their radar, on their board, yes, of course. But I don't believe they should pick one or number two unless someone that they suspect to go number one, whoever that may be, on their board, and they drop them and they drop down to number two, they're going to pick the player that's on their board, the Commanders. Not on what's everybody else's board, what's on the Commanders' board. Now, no one knows who's on their board but the Commanders. So everyone's just projecting because it's easy to do that because, they hired Cliff Kingsbury and Khalid Williams. Congrats to him and his story saying my dog, and they just trying to connect the dots for the lack of term. And it makes sense, but the NFL is, they throw a lot of smoke screens out there. That's what they do best, So I just think people just need to be mindful that they can actually trade out of that pick. You never know what they can do. What they should do is, I know that they need to bring in somebody to possibly compete with Sam Howell. Now, that could be in the draft, that could be in free agency. I would recommend them getting a veteran quarterback. Maybe Kirk Cousins, maybe he might want to come back here. Maybe if the Broncos willing to trade Russell Wilson, maybe the Broncos might trade up. Who knows? Russell Wilson would be someone that Sam Howell could definitely not only learn from, that can compete for the job. But, if you trade for a veteran as of Russell Wilson, most people would say, well, he should be the starter. Okay, that's fine. If you bring in Kirk Cousins, most people would say he should be the starter as well. Okay, that's fine based off his track record. But I believe Sam Howell is young, still young, and still have time to develop. I don't think you just let that go. I don't think that you should not hone in on that talent and make the best of it. With this coaching staff that's on board now, I believe they can develop him better than the old regime, respectfully. I really do think they could put a scheme and design certain formations that not only help him, help the offensive line and the offensive unit as a whole. I just think this is a better offensive staff, period. Continue to their track record and developing young quarterbacks and producing a great formula for the offense. I just see that happening. Sam Howell still being here, being a quarterback. I don't really see nothing else, honestly. So, as I stated previous shows, I'm gonna do one mock draft. It's not out yet, but I have Marvin Harrison Jr. going number 1 in the draft. Now, like I said, if Chicago Bears stay with that pick, I believe that's who they should pick. If not, if they get Khalid Williams, then they most likely looking to trade Justin Fields. And I don't see nothing wrong with Justin Fields coming to DC. Because if Chicago pick Khalid Williams and they trade Justin Fields, let's say to the Commanders or where else, but let's say to the Commanders, and the Commanders stay at number 2, I say they pick Marvin Harrison Jr. And that will be something to reckon with. Justin Fields, Marvin Harrison Jr., Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, and everyone else that they're in free agency and through the draft. I think that's a great thing to be proud of as far as DMV fans for the Commanders going into the season being very excited. But we will see. It was something else I would like to bring to your attention. Well, I know in the NBA there's a lot of trades being done, but one particular franchise I want to speak about, the Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks, as of right now on paper, it's looking like the favorites. I mean, the Lakers, of course, as long as you got King James, and to you all is King James, but LeBron James, he's he's performing like he always do every year. He's looking to win it all this year too. LeBron James and the Lakers. Lakers playing some good basketball. They playing together, But the Dallas Mavericks just got P.J. Washington and what's his name, Daniel Garford from the Wizards, power forward / center, to go along with Luka and Kyrie Irving and Hardaway. That's something to be reckoned with. So I'm looking forward to the NBA, getting real serious, definitely when the playoff time come around. And the Dallas Mavericks definitely might be the favorites right now. Hi, I'm KD. This is Look at the Podcast. Show brought to you by The Look of Greatness. Have a good one.